Alright guys, we will play first off the die roll. And I think we're going to keep this one. Yeah, we're going to keep this one. We get a Sedge Scorpion to sort of hold down the fort a little bit until we get our Courser, and then if we draw one of our swamps, we can start whipping. Cavern Lampad, not ideal here, but really nothing but a land would be. No 2-drop for us this time. And he's got a Return Phalanx. I think I just attack here. If he wants to trade it, I think that's fine. This thing's not attacking me anyway. And I get to follow up with the Nessian Courser, which can actually attack through this thing now. He's only preventing a little bit of damage by doing this. I mean, he could have something to follow up with, but we've got pretty nice follow-up plays here if we can hit a land. If we hit a swamp, we're going to be in really good shape. If we don't, we'll be in okay shape. I mean, we're going to need to pick something up in a few turns here, but even another forest we would take here. Courser does a pretty good job standing on its own, though. Yeah, and this is a great reason, great situation where it's quite nice. Get to just start beating down. Yeah, we're going to get to develop our board here as well. I'm just going to go with the Nylea's Disciple here. Cavern Lampad would be mediocre in this spot. I mean, it could trade off for the Bloodtoll Harpy. Remember, he can block it because it has Intimidate. But I think we'd rather just try to hit some lands and drop the Lampad on one of these two guys, and he's not going to be able to block these. That's totally fine. Obviously, he's not in a position to race. He is in a position to trade here, potentially, which would be annoying. But I think I will allow it. Oh. No, I will not allow it. Leaf Crown Dryad? Sure. So which one do I want to cast it on? Probably just this Nessian Courser here. If it were to die, I think that I'd rather have it available than the for our Freeka's Mender, because it's cheaper. Yeah, we get a little more life back with Nylea's Disciple potentially, but the way this game's going right now, I'd rather just have a cheap creature in the graveyard, I think. Not gonna let him trade here. I don't really see any reason to. Getting that Bloodtoll Harpy out of the air, I don't think is going to be a big deal for us. All right, Nimbus Naiad. So this is one way where it gets slightly awkward, but we can kind of get him here a little bit too. We can actually make a kind of interesting play and just attack with Nylea's Disciple here if we want. If we attack with both, he for sure blocks here every single time, leaving him with just a Nimbus Naiad. Yeah, I think I'm just going to attack with this Nylea's Disciple here. We're 1 mana away from being able to Cavern Lampad up this Nessian Courser. If this was a swamp, I'd be really, really happy, but no such luck. But I don't really see why we want to make this trade when we're 1 mana away from being able to just kill him. I mean, if he taps out here and we hit a land, he's just dead. If we hit a swamp, we can still keep developing our board pretty nicely here. Probably would just run out Disciple of Phoenix because it helps develop our board a little bit more. The life gain isn't going to be relevant here at all. If we had drawn a swamp, I would definitely just trade off because we can just start whipping guys back and getting in for damage and making it impossible for him to race us. But yeah, that's not what happened here. So I think playing it safe's a little bit better. I mean, he's very excited to get a chance to block with that Bloodtoll Harpy and get our Nessian Courser off the board. We'd still have a good board position on him, but it would make our Cavern Lampad a bit worse. Though I suppose if we would have traded it would have left him with just a Nimbus 9, and we could have played the Cavern Lampad and just assumed that it would have had Intimidate, but given that he's got Swamp, 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 5 cards in hand and 5 mana available, I feel like he's going to be able to drop a black creature here if he wants and make this Lampad do nothing. So I think I like this line a little better. Oh, that's interesting. He's got a Burnished Heart here. Yeah. All right, well, I'm just going to keep attacking with just this thing. He's probably just going to block and go get some more lands here. But that's actually fine with us because, again, it still leaves us just one more land away from being able to Cavern Lampad for the victory here if he ever were to tap out his... Ooh, that's interesting. That's very interesting, actually. But we do actually get to increase our pressure slightly here with this Sedge Scorpion. I wonder what he has that costs double white here. Shipwreck Singer that he can't activate. And a Triad of the Fates. All right. So land one time. Hup. No, that's not going to do it either. Though it's a perfectly fine draw. I'm going to attack with both of these, and I am still going to wait on that one. And then I'm just going to play out Nylea's Emissary here. Definitely have to attack here. Don't think he has any good blink targets here, so I think we're going to be okay still. Sedge Scorpion is going to die next turn. He's just going to take this damage. That's pretty good for us, though, because following up with this Nylea's Emissary means that it's also a lethal attacker. And it still leaves us this Cavern Lampad thing, too, as a potential out to just victory. Because he's going to want to make our guys attack here. Now it's an Agent of Horizon. So we just cannot hit this land for some reason. So he's going to... Well, I mean, we can't really do anything at this point anyway. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and go to attacks and see what he wants to do. He's going to make one thing attack, and then he's going to shrink it down. So, like, he could kill our Sedge Scorpion here, for example. He is actually just going to make our Nessian Courser attack. All right, well, that's going to make everybody attack then. So we're going to... I shouldn't have attacked with a Scorpion, actually. That was a huge mistake. Well, not a huge mistake, but I threw it away because he's going to activate this regardless. So the Scorpion just dies now, where it didn't actually have to attack. So yeah, that was a mistake. It dies. He takes 2. He goes to 1. I'm going to play Agent of Horizons here. And we still just need to hit a land at this point because we're going to have a Leaf Crown Dryad after all is said and done here as well, because these are still going to trade off. Yeah. All right. Well, it looks like he ended up blocking anyway, but... All right, there's an agent. He gets to use his Triad of Fates here. Don't really see any amazing uses for it, though. Yeah, not a lot he can do, because he can put a Fate counter on one of my creatures if he wants. And he did. He put it on Agent of Horizons. That just means that if I do draw that land, it's Cavern Lampad. It is not going to hit one of those. Or not going to hit that guy. And if he wants to throw 2 cards my direction, yes, please. Will take. We really do need to hit a land here, though, because he's in a really nice position here. Oh, man, just cannot hit this land. This is really frustrating, because now he's going to make one thing attack. Probably this. He's going to shrink it down. He's going to eat it with the Triad of Fates. All right. Yeah, we've gone turn after turn after turn now. We've drawn spells we can cast, so that's been nice. But, man, we really just needed to hit that land and needed the last, 4 or 5 turns to get out of this. This Disciple's attacking. If we attack with this, so he's going to shrink this down, block here. Shrink this down, block here. Maybe I just attack with everything here. If I just attack with everything here, he eats this, but this Agent of Horizons is lethal. And that means that he must block it here, and it does actually trade off. Oh, no, it doesn't. He can trade off here, and he can eat here instead. So I lose this, and then this trades for this, but he's got these two guys. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. So I just have to let him have this one, unfortunately. Yeah, you did it. Definitely going to play this Sedge Scorpion. The question is, do I play the Cavern Lampad as well? I'll have 4 creatures, but the Sedge Scorpion will die, so it doesn't really do anything. So no, I think I still just need to wait. It's theoretically still just a live out for me here. Oh, is he going to kill my guy? No, he's going to put a fate counter on that one. That's kind of interesting. I don't know why you would put one on that, because if he wants to kill this, he can kind of do it any time he feels like it. Doing it on this seems really good, though. Oh, man, now he's got an Opaline Unicorn, which means that even if I hit my land, he can block. Alright, well, this is getting a little ugly. And it just got a lot less ugly. Ding. How does this sit with you, sir? Not well, I suppose. Now he doesn't get to shrink my guys down. And all of a sudden my Sedge Scorpion can get in there. He can decide to make something attack here, which is probably what he wants to do, make me send in a Leaf Crown Dryad. Because he can eat it with Triad of Fates, but I'm going to make him trade here and trade here as well. So it's going to leave him with a Triad of Fates. I might not even do that either, because I can just start Bow of Nylea to kill this Nimbus Naiad next turn anyway. So let's see what he wants to do. He should eat this Leaf Crown Dryad, though, probably with his Triad. He's carefully thinking now, but this is kind of the downside to Shipwreck Singer, and it's a trap that you can fall into. I love Shipwreck Singer. I take it really high, and I play it as often as I can. But you do have to be careful if you... And I'm not saying he did this here, but in general, you have to be careful because... Yeah, you can't do it now, bro. Oh, you can. All right. All right, so he is just going to eat this thing. That was his plan ultimately here. Anyway, what I was saying is it's just you got to be careful about setting up a turn where you're planning on putting your mana into it in case it gets killed, because it can change combat quite a bit. Yeah, I'll just attack here then. Because this is going to be able to just outright kill this thing next turn anyway. Oh, he's going to block here. Yeah, I don't really know what he's thinking. I think he thinks that this is... I think he thinks that he can activate this even though I don't have any attacking creatures. Oh, right. So he forgot, and I did too, that my attacking creatures get Death Touch. So it's gonna trade off no matter what. Yeah, Bow of Nylea, not the fairest Magic card ever, but he made the right block here. Ooh, there we go. All right, so we're under no pressure, but he's got both of these going, so he can just kill our guy if he wants. So what I think I'm going to do here instead of Cavern Lampad, because he just kills our guy. Sure, we get 2 cards out of it and we get a Cavern Lampad, but I think I'm just going to Disciple to take away whatever his important card is here. And it's nothing. So now I get to use this ability. Let's see, put up... Alright, so let's attack. Now that we know the coast is clear, we've got a lethal guy. These guys both have Death Touch. I'm just going to give this a +1/+1 counter, I think. because it'll keep it alive. And if he wants to use his Triad of Fates to draw me 2 cards, then I'm pretty happy about that. All right, so he didn't block this. So he's just dead here. All right, well, I guess I'll just allow that to happen. Go to damage. All right, you're going to take care of my horizons. I get to see what I draw before I do this in case I want to play a creature. Oh, he blinked it. Oh, that's kind of cute. I like that. All right, put a thing on this. I thought he was just going to kill it. Doesn't it just exile it or something? Yeah, it does, but he decided not to. Okay. Didn't want to give me the cards, but he let me keep the creature. And that really made it so that there wasn't much he could do there, because I think if he just kills it and just hopes I draw nothing, then he can draw another creature and maybe live another turn. Not a great spot for him, obviously. Viper's Kiss. That would have killed the early guy. What else? It takes care of... Yeah, I think I'm going to bring it in. It works against Triad of Fates. It works against Shipwreck Singer. And it would also just kill a Blood Toll Harpy. All of those are pretty acceptable. I don't think we want anything else here. Fade. Artisan Sorrow, maybe? Besides Nimbus Naiad, what do we see? I don't remember seeing anything else. I think I'll just wait on it. All right. Would we like to keep this? Yes. Absolutely. Scorpion into Satyr. We've got access to basically everything here. So this is quite nice. Leaf Crown Dryad on Scorpion is something that I enjoy thoroughly as well. This is quite a good starting hand, really. Still don't really know what his deck is. I guess it's white, black, splash, blue. Ooh, that's a good draw too. Make a Satyr. Attack you. So if he's got Last Breath, it's a little bit annoying here because he can take out our Satyr, but I'll take it, whatever. It doesn't look like he has it anyway. I think I'm going to develop my board with creatures before playing the Whip, as it doesn't really do anything. I'm not really afraid of him countering it or something. Not too bad. So I think that I'm going to go for Bestow Leaf Crown Dryad and the Nessian Courser. Ooh, Daxos. Now this Sedge Scorpion is now firmly back on defense. Sip of Hemlock, a couple turns away from that. I think I just want the Emissary here. Yeah, because when we get to 6 mana, I'm going to sip that guy, I'm pretty sure. So let's just play the Emissary here. Say go. He's got to come up with some way to deal with Sedge Scorpion. If he does, I can just play Leaf Crown Dryad naturally as a potential blocker here. Yeah, it's a little awkward. I mean, he could get us with Daxos pretty good here. Like if he bestows it up or something like that. Daxos is rough. I guess turn 4 he can't, but let's see what he finds here. Triad of Fates, that's fine. And we hit a Forest. Not bad, not bad. I can offer the trade here, or I can just go for the... yeah, I think I'm just going to go for the Leaf Crown Dryad on him here. Let's just suit him up. I mean, we've got a couple of blockers. If he could have got rid of Sedge Scorpion, he would have done it. And we're 1 mana away now from being able to just Sip of Hemlock Daxos out of here anyway. Or just stop caring about him. I mean, the life gain stuff we don't care about as much. Him starting to get actual cards off of us is an issue, though. That's kind of the scary part, is that he can just grind us down. We've got a Whip of Erebos, but it's not going to do a ton here. We're certainly not going to be in a race situation, I don't think. He could get really aggressive with Triad of Fates and start just trying to pick off our guys here, but I call that pretty risky business. Again, he clearly doesn't have a way currently to get rid of our Sedge Scorpion, but, you know, he's 1 mana away from Nimbus Naiad on it and just hit us for a bunch, hit us for 4, start gaining a bunch of life and stuff. Burnished Heart. All right, so he doesn't have the Nimbus Naiad plan either, it seems. And we hit the land that we wanted for SIP. Think I don't mind just attacking here first, though. Yeah, let's just attack and see what he does. He's just going to take it. All right. Well, I'm just going to sip Daxos because I think Daxos is one of the only ways he can get back in this game, and he doesn't have Triad open to him now. I think if we take out Daxos, we're going to be in pretty good shape. All right. Well, he's got God's Willing. He was patient with it, which is good. I mean, he could have used it, just gave it pro green, got in there for a hit and see what he draws, but I like that he was patient with it. That's kudos to him for that. And we don't kill Daxos. We also don't lose, he doesn't lose 2 life, and we just used our entire turn on it. And he put a fate counter on Nylea's Emissary, so he's going to start blinking stuff. I think I'm fine with either way, though. Really, I just don't see a bad ending here. If he blinks our guy, we get 2 guys anyway. That's fine. If he decides to kill our guy, a little bit bummed, but getting 2 cards out of the deal is 2, right? Its controller does 2 cards, so that's nice too. Scholar, yeah, Scholar's going to make a difference here. Scholar definitely matters. He's down to 1 card left, though, so that's the good news. Yeah, I'm really surprised he didn't just attack with Daxos, take the block, and then God's Willing to kill our Sedge Scorpion. Yeah, I mean, you know I'm not going to block, so you might as well get in that 2 damage. All right. Well, is this a turn where I cast Whip? Probably. Yeah, I think the plan is actually Nessian Courser and then the Cavern Lamp padded up, so I'm going to attack first here and see if he wants to exile or blink or do any shenanigans in that way. All right, cards. Oh, no. No, he blinked. Okay, so he fogged us with that. That's fine. So I think I just want to Cavern Lampad one of these 2 guys. Probably just the Emissary here. Maybe not. Yeah, just the Emissary, I guess. And start trying to set up for some serious beatdowns here. The Whip still lies in wait. Again, we've been the aggressor both times, so the Whip hasn't really been great. And along those lines, we'd rather just develop our whole board out. I mean, when it comes time, it'll be nice to gain a bunch of life and really kind of make sure that we can't lose out of nowhere. But no creatures in the yard. We're not exactly abusing Whip at this point. He's only got 2 cards in hand, and he hasn't really found a way to actually interact much. So, yeah, we're going to get in with Nylea's Emissary. Burnished Heart can technically block it, but A, we trample. B, if he sacks it, we trample all the damage over. So it's not really that great for him. This is where, like, Bow of Nylea would be much, much better because it would allow, like, our Leaf Crown Dryad to attack through Scholar, things like that. Yeah, the God's Willing sucked, though, because he would be pretty close to dead here if Daxos was gone and if he had lost 2 life to the Sip of Hemlock as well. And he's got his pal, the Shipwreck Singer. All right, well, that's a thing. Mender with nothing in the yard. Interesting. Leaf Crown Dryad actually a bit better in our graveyard right now than on the battlefield somehow. I'll still make him use up some stuff to get through it though. Yeah, so he still only has 1 blue, so I still like attacking here and leaving back our other guys. Because he's going to, like, he can make one thing attack. Like, he can make our Sedge Scorpion attack and then he can kill it. But he can't do much. It's very slow when you've only got 1 blue mana. Splashing Shipwreck Singer for blue is kind of sketchy. You only need 1 black to actually use it. Alright, he is going to sack Burnished Heart here. And then I'm assuming he's going to put a counter on our Nylea's Emissary here as well. Oh, right. Of course he's got more blue coming. He wants to sack his guy. All right, so now this gets a little sketchy because we're going to lose some creatures here for sure. All right. We've certainly got a backup plan. If we draw a Swamp, we can cast and activate Whip at some point too. It's going to be a little while for that though. Ooh. That's yucky. Gains 4, we lose 4. Doesn't really get to abuse Shipwreck Singer here. Alright, well, let's take this last card from him. Whatever it may be. And whatever, a Tormented Hero. He didn't really save his best for last there, did he? Probably going to make this guy attack. Since he can't activate this anyway, he just needs to get something that can just run in. Wouldn't mind it if he did, though. Because I'll just mend it back and then be able to do this, because he's going to blink this at some point here again. He likes doing that. All right, well, I'll just attack here. It's got Intimidate, so he doesn't have any blocks, so he just kind of has to use his Triad of Fates here. He's playing incredibly slowly, though. You probably noticed I've paused a few times here. And that might come back to bite him here, as we're 10 minutes ahead on his clock right now. And he's got a lot of work to do. He's in a reasonable position. I mean, I'd say we're slightly ahead, but like this is really going to wreck us if he gets a big hit with that thing off. Yeah, but he's got a long way to go before we're actually dead. All right, there's another Disciple. That doesn't do anything here because he just played his land. I could play the Whip pre-combat, but I feel like maybe Pharika's Mender post-combat's going to be better, so let's see what he wants to do here. Who is he going to kill? He's going to start with our Sedge Scorpion. Yeah, I'll probably just buy that guy back with Mender. We can recast it too. We've been a little crimped on mana, but that has meant that we've drawn tons of spells. So I'll take it. I'll take that any day. Caver Lampad dying is not bad for us. Really, any of our bestow creatures dying is kind of okay. He's really deciding what else he wants to get rid of here. He's got a lot of options. If he had all blue mana and just like a white and a black or something, he could really destroy us, but he's only going to get a couple of creatures here, and I say only lightly. I mean, that's pretty good. He's really got to start making decisions here, though, because this is Magic Online. We're not in real life where you just get to shuffle around and put your hand on your head and think. You gotta make some moves. And he's just not doing that right now. I mean, I don't blame him. These are very complex board states for sure. All right, so that's the only thing he's actually making me attack with. Do I have attacks with anything else? No. No, I definitely don't. He's got a 2/4 and a 3/3, so he can just shrink down everything. I could get in for like a couple of damage here, but I'd lose like most of my team, and that's just not worth it. He can start draining me, but yeah, none of this really gets him where he wants to go. I'm just going to Freak his Mender back our Sedge Scorpion here. Whoops. That ability resolves. This will keep him busy for a while longer. Kind of playing half clock game, half actual Magic here. I mean, the reality is we're at a relative standstill. He's going to grind down my board slowly with his Shipwreck Singer until we draw a way to kill it or neutralize it. So basically our bow or our Viper's Kiss, something along those lines. So he's going to just do this. And then eventually, like if I had to guess, I'd say he'll probably win this game at some point, but it is going to take him a heck of a long time to do it. And he doesn't have a long time to do it, and he's got to win the next game too. Because we're just days ahead on our clock now. All right, that's a good draw. That's a great little draw right there. Let's wait. What do you want to do? You can kill some stuff. There's no doubt about that. Shipwreck Singer, though, doing some pretty serious work here, really. Sure. He's going to try to kill me by Grey Merchanting with Triad of Fates, which is totally reasonable option. It's just, I don't think it'll work. Maybe there's more damage than I'm seeing here, but what my plan is to go Keepsake Gorgon, draw a land next turn, guaranteed, kill Shipwreck Singer, and then I can play the whip, and just with one attack I can just negate all of this nonsense. The problem with Triad of Fates and Grey Merchant is that it is very slow. You know, you got a lot of work to do there. All right, drain me. See, he's picking up the pace a little bit now. It's too late, though. It's hard to imagine losing this. I mean, if I lose this game, which I might not, I would say I'm probably 50-50 now. Maybe I'm 45, he's 55, given the board state. I mean, I've got a Keepsake Gorgon. I'm going to wreck this thing, and then I'm going to play Whip of Erebos, attack him with everybody, gain like 15 or 20 life, and just be like, hey, you got to do something here. So, for me, it's like, I'm whatever I am to win this game, but man, he's got a lot of work to do after that. So here's our land. That's a nice little trick, isn't it? It's just that easy. Monstrosity. Kill this guy. So he can attack, or make something attack me, or make something attack him. I think it's close. I mean, he's going to gain 1, 2, 3, 4 life back. 1, 2, 3. We'll be at 1, I think. Do I have any attacks here? Absolutely. Attack with this guy. I can attack with this guy. Yeah, that seems fine. If he loses any this, or this, then he's going to lower his devotion count. He's probably just going to take this. Yeah, just take it. And then if we survive, which I believe that we will, let's see, 1, blink, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he doesn't have quite enough here. Oh no, he does, doesn't he? Blink. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. Yeah, so he's gonna beat us here. But it just doesn't matter at this point. And if we didn't want him to beat us here, we could have just played whip and got in there for like 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it was, like, you know, some amount to not die that turn. But the fact is, we don't really care. Like, it kind of just doesn't matter here. So playing the longest possible game seems totally fine. Yeah. I mean, we know what we need to do now. Not die. That's it. That's the whole thing, is just not dying, because this has absolutely shifted over into a clock game, and this is something that happens occasionally on Magic Online. My general strategy is that I don't play for the clock until it is definitely a clock game. Like if they're down to 5 minutes and we're still playing in game 2 and it's getting near the end, I'll just play, because like, it's going to be tough. But if nothing's happening on board and they're crossing the 4-minute mark and they still got a game to win ahead of them and one after that, yeah, I mean, it's time to play the clock game. Look, you have to play quick to play on Magic Online. Not super fast, but you can't put yourself in this position. It's not going to work for you. That's a keep. That's a pretty easy keep too. We get Re the Bones. That's really like one of the cards that I want to see the most in this situation, just because it ensures that we don't get mana screwed, basically. And that's really one of the only ways you can lose a game like this, is if he just gets off to like a relatively quick start and we get mana screwed. Top, bottom, I think is appropriate here. He's all F6ing and stuff now, but this is not how Magic the Gathering works. You don't get to play it this way, because you must respect the clock at all times. You really have to do this in real life as well. I mean, this isn't just a Magic Online thing, but on Magic Online you are supremely punished if you do not. And this kind of discrepancy is, I mean, I'm doing a video. Like, I'm talking to you guys this whole time. Like, if I wasn't doing that, I'd probably be at 18 minutes or something like that. It's just not even close. All right, what do we like here? Yeah, let's just go big. Just going to go big here. I'll just probably throw Cavern Lampad on him too and just start hitting him. Looks like we're just going to beat him down this game anyway. All right. So we got there, and we'll see you guys in the second round.